This route begins in Mèze, located in the Hérault department on the shores of the Agde de Tau, and follows bicycle paths to the D18 highway. The route heads west through cultivated lands, used for crops and vineyards, with moderate climbs through Mèze and Pomerol, where it crests, goes around Florensac, then it follows a gentle downhill slope and tracks along the Hérault River, twisting its way toward the Mediterranean. After crossing the river in Mèze, the route turns south and follows the course of the river through more farmlands, meeting the Canal du Midi in Agde, a 28-kilometer ride with 146 meters of elevation gain. After leaving our hotel, we head back to the beach for a last look at the Agde de Tau, and then ride to a bicycle path. The path becomes a bike lane going immediately uphill beside the D18 highway. Soon this leads to a comfortable two-way path, separated from the highway. After about 2 kilometers, the path ends, and we're on a quiet section of road, continuing a gradual climb. Then, in another kilometer, we're riding by some of the many vineyards we'll see today. In Pomerol, we reach an intersection with Highway D51 and has no bike lane or even a shoulder. There's quite a bit of traffic today. The turn has reversed our direction toward the northeast and briefly takes us back into Mèze. Thankfully, after 300 meters on the D51, we get into the turn lane and exit left to the D18E1, another highway with no shoulder but little traffic. When we reach Mèze, the climbing continues and we ride through town. Kilometers later, it's déjà vu, we're back in Pomerol, freewheeling downhill on a worn path through vineyards. Without even noticing, we have crossed into Florensac. Soon we cross the D32 highway and continue on our quiet old road on the other side. In about 16.3 kilometers, we reach the D28 and we turn right and are on a small, very smooth roadway without a bike lane and freewheeling for another kilometer. At the foot of the hill, the road is pretty quiet. This is one of those classic tree-lined French roads with plane trees on both sides and the Hérault River on our right. In Mèze, we cross the Hérault on this narrow bridge. We'll be following the course of the river until we reach our final destination. Right after the bridge, we turn from the D28 to the D137, with the Hérault on our left beyond the trees. At the Mèze roundabout, we turn onto the D13 and another classic tree-lined road. Then in about 600 meters, we turn off onto a quiet road past more vineyards. At the end of this road, we officially reach Agde, but before we enter the town, we stop at the Écluse Ronde, a lock on the Canal du Midi. We stopped here for some refreshments and a nice photo op. No boats were passing through at the moment. Within a few meters of the Écluse, we join a group of cyclists waiting at the rail crossing, just a few turns to our hotel. We're staying alongside the Haro River, which has a nice cycle track. The striking cathedral is just across the river. Agde is one of the oldest towns in France, having been settled as a Phoenician colony in the 5th century BC. The stately Saint Etienne Cathedral is one of the region's finest examples of a fortified Romanesque church. Also reflecting Agde's religious history are the Église Saint-Sever and the Église Saint-André. In the center of town is Place de la Belle Agatoise, with a fountain and a bronze statue dedicated to the glory of the Republic. The Agatoise Museum is devoted to popular arts and traditions from antiquity to modern times, with an emphasis on Agde's seafaring past. On the quayside, the statue of Amphitrite, goddess of the sea, faces out toward the Mediterranean as a figurehead of Agde's maritime history. Each summer on the Haro River, Agde hosts a regional jousting competition in which each of the region's towns competes for top honors. These jousting boats are the pride of their town.